Welcome back, everybody. My name is Tucker, this is Sporting Logically, and today is the second episode of my free agency review series in which I take a look at a handful of signings and explain the reasoning behind each, as well as evaluate how smart each deal was. Let's go ahead and get started. First up is guard Will Barton, re-signing with the Denver Nuggets on a 4-year, $54 million deal. Coming off a season in which they were one game away from making a playoff appearance, the Nuggets clearly believe that this current group can make that leap and grow into an upper-tier playoff team. At least I hope that's the case, because after this deal and handing out a max contract to Nikola Jokic, they're pretty much committed in terms of salary. With those two along with Gary Harris, Paul Millsap, Mason Plumlee, and Kenneth Faried making big money, and the potential for Jamal Murray to earn a big payday of his own in the near future. Barton has been a nice asset for Denver in his time with the team. A combo guard with a spark plug-like offensive game that fits well on that side of the ball alongside the other versatile perimeter players I just mentioned. On the other hand, you could make the argument that his skill set is a bit redundant when the Nuggets really need a true point guard to lead their starting unit. And in order to compensate for the effect his contract had on their cap situation, they basically gave away the only proven two-way wing they had on the roster in Wilson Chandler. When you also consider that it's unclear whether or not rookie lottery pick Michael Porter Jr. will suit up for the team at all this coming season, maybe the money that went Barton's way could have been better allocated by filling the void left behind by Chandler. In the end, the team is getting pretty good value on an annual basis when you look at what a few similar free agents got around the league, but it might have been better suited to use that salary in other ways. Next up is Fred VanVleet re-signing with the Toronto Raptors on a 2-year, $18 million deal. One of the most important pieces of the Raptors team that finished with the best record in the East last season, I expected VanVleet to get a lot of interest in free agency this summer. As it turns out, the Raptors didn't allow it to last very long, aggressively going after him and bringing him back on a deal that works out well for both sides. Toronto doesn't have to break the bank to bring back such a crucial player, while VanVleet gets a short-term deal that allows him to break back into the open market in 2 years to ideally cash in on an even bigger payday. The team is now well over the luxury tax, which was something I thought would be a priority to try and get away from this offseason. But again, you can't really argue with the value they get back for a $9 million annual salary. There could be a salary dump move on the horizon involving either Serge Ibaka or Norman Powell to try and shed some salary, but even if that doesn't happen, it isn't a bad idea to bring back the best group in franchise history from last season with LeBron James now in the West, and bringing back VanVleet was the biggest move they needed to make in order to make that happen. Last up is forward Jerami Grant signing a 3-year, $27 million deal to return to the Thunder. After pulling off what I previously thought was a long shot in re-signing Paul George, the team was aggressive in trying to bring back one of their more valuable contributors from last season in Grant. Though he isn't a great shooter, he provides the roster with much needed defensive versatility and some athleticism around the rim. At times, he even outperformed Carmelo Anthony last season and had a great postseason as well, which is why I featured him in a video talking about players that could get paid as a result of their performances in the playoffs. If you've been paying any attention at all this summer, you'll know that the Thunder are on pace for a huge luxury tax and payroll bill next season, even after the expected buyout of Melo. But strictly in terms of the cost of the contract, they got pretty good value here. He'll be worth his deal to OKC simply because they don't have many, if any, other players on the roster that provide the same kind of positional flexibility as he does. While on the other hand, if he becomes a league average 3-point shooter, this could turn out to be a bargain deal for a strong 3-and-D wing for a team that will need those kinds of internal improvements if they want to experience postseason success. And that is the end of today's video. If you missed my last one or you'd like to see more just like it, be sure to check out the boxes above. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.